Hi, Steve Adler. Good evening. Got a minute? All right, so let's go through some virus numbers. Let's talk about public safety, and let's talk about the SAVES resolution that the council is going to be considering this coming week. Let's begin with the numbers. We'll go and look at the first dashboard where we usually start. Number of new hospital admissions, 21. The 7-day average, 19. You can look at that chart that you see in the middle there. We've come down to about that 1918 place, and then we have leveled off, which is why we have to stay vigilant so we keep the numbers. Remember, it takes us about 2 weeks to go from where we are up to the red zone if we're not careful, which is what we saw after Memorial Day holiday just a few months ago. Number of new cases today, 128. The 7-day running average, 128. The 7-day running average is 78. So a little bit more people than we see on the 7-day running average. The positivity rate in the community is 6.2%, and for the Latino community, about 11%. So we have work to do to bring us all together. Janine, let's go ahead and take a look at that next dashboard. You can see number of hospitalized today, 128. 7-day running average is 134. So we're headed in the right direction. The number today is lower than the 7-day running average, which means the average will get lower. Numbers in the ICU, 47 today. 50 is the 7-day running average. People on ventilators, 27. 7-day running average is 30. So relatively flat, but still headed down in the right direction. 26,854 people found to be positive. Number of people that have passed away, 393. That's an increase of 4 over yesterday. Still a deadly disease. Let's take a look at the University of Texas dashboard. This is the Texas Modeler. It's been updated now to include data through September 3rd. I recall last time we looked at it, the R factor was above 1, which meant that it would look like the virus was increasing. Now with the numbers we've had in the last 3 or 4 days and the mobility numbers that are available to the University of Texas modelers, R factor is now below 1. That's 0.77, but still a range from 0.44 to 1.29. But 0.77, that's good. That would indicate that the epidemic is not increasing in our city. And then you can see the chart in the middle with the green dots. Those are actual hospital admissions. The green line to the right tells you what the predicted trend is. And you can see, based on that R factor less than 1, that number, that green line is trending downward. You know, there are some possible risks for that number trending downward, and all those risks relate to us getting overconfident and not wearing masks, not social distancing, and ending up in large groups. This is Labor Day weekend. You know, there's part of me that hopes Labor Day weekend rains this weekend so that people aren't out, not doing family barbecues, not meeting in the parks in big groups, because I'm just concerned about our schools, and I want our businesses to be able to continue and sustain opening. So I would not risk those two things, and that's what we need people to do here during Labor Day. Masking actually works; it has a big impact. So we have to stay vigilant. We have a lot of University of Texas students coming back in. The university is telling them that, telling them not to party. Which is a good message, except I remember what I was like when I was 21, hard thing to do. I just hope that the culture sticks with the students about wearing masks as well. The University of Texas is getting up to a place where they're going to test 1,000 people a day, 5,000 a week. So we can continue to watch if anything happens there the same way that we're watching testing all over the city and identifying clusters if ever we see them. The whole community needs to stay vigilant. All right, let's move away from the virus dashboards and let's talk about public safety just a little bit here. I was asked to comment on the governor's proposal. And the answer that I've been giving to the media today is pretty much the same. We are staying focused on trying to keep our city as safe as we possibly can. Austin is the safest of all of the 5 big cities in Texas, safer than Houston and Dallas and San Antonio and Fort Worth. We're one of the safest big cities in the entire country, the second safest with violent crime if you look at cities that are over 700,000 in population. We're the 4th safest city if you look at cities over 500,000 in population. And we're closer to number 1 than we are to number 5. And that's because safety is a real high priority in our city. Public safety is important for quality of life, for the economy. That's why it is so important, and that's why we rank the way that we do. We're going to do everything we can to protect that standing. But that at the same time, we have to constantly be trying to find new ways that we can feel, all of us feel and be even safer. And those are the conversations that are happening in the city of Austin right now. When we say people want to be safer, that includes our police, because we support our police in this community. It includes people that have historically felt safe, and it also includes people in our community that have not historically felt as safe as, well, they haven't felt safe, and we want them to be part of what we have in this city. You know, the single biggest public safety crisis that we're facing in our city right now, COVID-19. The critical points we talked about a second ago, Labor Day, trying to get schools open. It's what's stopping and slowing the economy. That is our biggest public safety crisis in our city. Now, police are an important component of public safety, but not the only component of public safety. An important and perhaps the most significant component of public safety. But there are a lot of other things that go into public safety. Success in mandates on masking was a really important part of public safety. And I'm really proud to be unified and associated with mayors across the state of Texas. Twice, mayors had to step into the vacuum to mandate masking, both in March, and then again we had to do it in July in order to keep the state numbers down. And we were successful in doing that, and I'm proud not only to be with the mayors, but also with the communities that responded to what their local governments were asking them to do. You know, in our city and in our state, it's the local governments that are the best measure of what local sentiment is. And that's why it's so important for local governments, local elected officials, our community getting together through its elected leaders to decide what the best policies and practices and plans are for our community. That's what we do here. That's what we're going to do everything we can to fight to protect. And it's the way that Austin is in Texas, the safest big city. We need to keep everybody safe from COVID. We need to keep everybody safe from gun violence, from domestic abuse. It means that everybody needs to be safe, including communities of color in our city. And again, it also includes the police officers because of the function that they're doing for all of us in this city, an incredibly important function for which we're real appreciative. All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about the COVID response and the city council meeting coming up in 2 weeks. We have a resolution that I'm authoring together with my colleagues on the council, Councilmember Flanagan and Poole and Tovo. It's recognizing that there are some industries in this city that are really being hard put. Some of the first to get impacted, some of the last that'll be coming back online. Those are our restaurants and our bars, our music and arts venues. But it also includes childcare. These are the industries and sectors that we're really in danger if this virus drags out of losing big elements of those sectors. Some of our really iconic locations. And it's difficult because so many people are suffering in so many different ways in our city. But we're reaching out to the federal government again. They have to come through here. They have to do their work and come back with additional relief, not only in our city, but in cities across the country for this same thing. But we can't just wait for Washington. So a resolution we call the SAVES resolution, Save Austin's Vital Economic Sectors. We're going to take another look, another pass at things that we can do in our budget, things maybe we can put off, things we were going to buy that maybe we can finance. Maybe there's a way for us to use some of the laws to come up with site-specific ways to abate taxes for iconic properties that we want to change the economics so that they can survive, some of our music venues. But we are constantly looking to try to be as creative as is the people that live in our city. It's a great city and a magical place. All right, everybody have a great Labor Day weekend. A great Labor Day weekend to stay at home and watch some movies. It's raining outside. Stay with your family. Don't overdo the partying. Be safe and take care. Good night.